It is a major shakeup in the race for the Republican nomination for president. The former Pennsylvania senator, as we just said, Rick Santorum, announcing today that he will drop out of the race. So why the abrupt decision? And what does this mean for the delegate count? Ben has the reality check you won't see anywhere else.
Well, let's start with the announcement. Senator Santorum abruptly dropped out of the Republican race for president this afternoon, citing the health of his infant daughter, Bella.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we made a decision to get into this race at our kitchen table and against all the odds. And we made a decision over the weekend that while this presidential race for us is over for me, and we will suspend our campaign effective today, we are not done fighting. We are going to continue to fight for those voices.
Santorum's 3-year-old daughter Bella has a rare genetic condition. She was hospitalized this weekend after she had come down with pneumonia. Now, there are likely additional reasons why the senator suspended his campaign, including mounting pressure from big-name Republicans who are attempting to bring a coalition behind former Governor Mitt Romney. So the big question for the Republican race: what happens to Santorum's delegates? Remember what I've been telling you. This race is about the delegate process, and that process is not a simple one. So let's review. Senator Santorum won a total of 11 state contests: North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Colorado, Missouri, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kansas. So how many delegates did Santorum have, and where will they now go? That is a very difficult question to answer. Now, most of the time, it's too difficult for media, so they simply guess in order to give an answer. But we'll do it the honest way here. In some cases, delegates are bound based on the percentage of votes gained by a candidate. It all depends on the state's rules. In other cases, though, delegates are first elected the night of the straw polls or the state elections, and then those delegates, in most cases, will move on to district conventions and then state conventions. Those delegates are not bound. So first, let's look at the bound delegates, like Louisiana. In Louisiana, Santorum won the statewide election. The 20-delegate allocation is proportional among candidates who receive at least 25% of the statewide vote. So in Louisiana's case, the delegates were split between Rick Santorum, who received 48% of the vote, and Mitt Romney, who received 26%. That's because neither Gingrich or Paul received 25% statewide. Under the rules, since Santorum dropped out, his 13 bound delegates in Louisiana, they will still have to cast a vote for him at the convention. They are only unbound in the second round of voting, if the convention gets that far. It's the same way in Kansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, all states where Santorum won. And even in Ohio, where Santorum came in second, he will have 21 bound delegates that will vote for him in the first round. But here's the bigger story. The states Santorum won, where the delegates are unbound from the get-go, meaning they're free to vote for whoever they choose. Colorado has 36 delegates, Minnesota 40, Missouri 24, Iowa has 25, Oklahoma 43, and North Dakota 28. Those states collectively have 196 delegates who could have voted any way they wanted. Now, many of these states are still in the process of electing their national delegates. And by removing Santorum from that contest could make a huge difference, because if Santorum supporters don't go on to become delegates, it only intensifies the contest between Governor Romney and Congressman Paul, the two main competitors for all these unbound delegates. So here's what you need to know. The one message you will hear over and over for the next few weeks is how by Santorum dropping out, Romney is guaranteed the nomination. But is that true? Look, it's anyone's guess as to where all these delegates will go, but consider this. In the South, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, those delegates very well may go to former Speaker Newt Gingrich, who says he's not leaving the race. But because those are bound states, the delegates could only vote for Gingrich in the second round. In states like Colorado, Nevada, Minnesota, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, and Kansas, because the delegates are unbound, removing Santorum from the mix will likely help Congressman Paul wrap up more delegates. Then again, it could help Governor Romney wrap up the nomination if the delegates move that way. Ultimately, though, we don't know what will happen yet because we don't know who these delegates are. What we do know, there's a lot of race left with a whole new dynamic. And that is Reality Check.
If you would like to make your voice heard in the story, head over to Ben's Facebook page. You can find it by searching Ben Swann, WXIX.